Oh, you're using the branch to just sit in the environment?
By the
We're
way,
live,
Internet,
guys.
we're live, and I just wanted to tell you all I am not wearing pants.
Fantastic.
Me neither.
God, Lewis, no one wants to know.
I put on a nice shirt for this, and you can't even wear pants.
That's how it is. How it is.
Well, again, it's like the newscasters. You don't see, like, behind the desk. You see my face in the top of the shirt. I could be wearing one of the, like, Dickies. Just that sits, like, right here. And that's all you see.
What are you drinking there?
Das beer. Romantic Chemistry by Dogfish Head. It is really good.
Romantic chemistry, it sounds like a girl's perfume.
Don't care, it's tasty.
Ryan's drinking Languini's IPA.
Lagunitas.
Oh, Lagunas.
What?
Lagunas. Okay.
No, it's Lagunitas.
It's what?
Now Michael's having flashbacks to Laguna Hill and now is rather interested. Roads of Sacrifice.
And if one more person tags me in this stupid Xbox remote holding hot pocket eating shit, I'm gonna scream.
Is Luis 21 yet?
Of course I'm
Yeah,
21.
he just
Dude, we had
just
a whole
turned 21 a
entire
while
day
ago.
about it. Like, we literally had like a whole entire text thread day of drunk of us telling Lewis to get ridiculously drunk. You
Oh,
not
Did
remember
you say
that?
happy birthday, Ryan? No,
Dude,
you didn't.
I can't remember many things. And
Oh my god, I didn't say happy birthday. Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Thanks.
I hope you've had the best 21st birthday.
Delayed.
happy
By the
birthday
way,
3 months ago.
3 months ago, like, I'm really happy
No.
I said that to
Wait,
you.
maybe I did say happy birthday then if it was
We're
that one.
closer to my new birthday than we were to my last birthday.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's been a while ago, guys.
I don't
Like, I
remember
don't
if I said
remember
happy
exactly
birthday.
when, but
It's in July.
Oh, I did definitely.
Damn.
Damn.
He's almost 22. Not
Happy,
God, he is so old now. I remember when he was 20.
when he was a youngin. Back in the
He was
day.
young.
The early
For the
days.
gray hairs.
We started when I was 19.
Yeah, dude. It was a while ago. Back in the early days.
In the good old days.
In the before time.
Why is Lewis's name color spelled like it's Google in the dark? Like it's colored in like it's a Google.
you talking about on the dock?
Yeah.
Because Lewis did that.
Himself. Lovely, PJ.
That wasn't me. I'll take credit, but it wasn't me.
That's just perfectly timed, so it sounded like you were straight went from talking into the burp. So whoever did that, that was perfect timing.
You're welcome.
You know, if it was me, you would have smelled it.
I can't.
God damn.
God did nothing to you.
Allah damn.
PJ!
This horrible landscape!
Oh my god, this guy wants me.
Again, every once in a while, I look around and go, nope, this is hell.
Michael, you're gonna want to kill a Dark Soul when we go to actually, do the cast, so it's not eating up your bandwidth.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna. Well, I have two separate signals. My router can definitely handle the bandwidth. This is on my 5 gig and my laptop's on the 3. So I am gonna switch it to my face though, so you guys don't see this shit.
It looks ugly. Like my face.
Are we about to start?
Just waiting on PJ to give us the go-ahead.
All right, let me go grab another beer.
Oh, I mean, we can pretty much go whenever.
Because according to PJ, we don't do countdowns in this podcast anymore because people
What?
didn't
We don't
figure
do-
out how to do a fucking countdown.
That was always the
Yeah.
funnest part.
Exactly. Thank you.
Funnest
Thank
isn't the
you.
word.
By whose definition? I just used it in a sentence and everybody recognized it, i.e., a word.
I'm gonna go grab a beer.
That's my boy.
Michael, you know nobody can see you.
I saw that. I fucking saw that. Josh said Michael. I look down at Michael and I see
He's getting up close and personal with the screen.
Hello. Dude, he posted a picture on the toilet.
I know. I see.
I was about to respond because I actually found that photo while I was on the toilet, and I was just like private message.
Isn't this ironic?
Don't you think? Alanis Morissette can go suck a cock.
Michael's
Okay.
on the toilet. Hashtag shit show.
Hey, you know what?
Shit pick, not a
My dog was in there with me. I don't know why. She just wanted to be in there. She's like, this smells like I should eat it.
And
She's keeping guard.
caress you, and hold you, and Polygon.
What'd you add to the doc, Danny?
6.
Hickory dickory dock.
You know, the game that came out like 2 years ago.
Alright, let's roll these punches, you guys.
Let's do it. Hey, PJ, you want to start us off?
Hello, this is
5.
PJ.
4.
Wait, the other guy's back.
3.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, is that it? That was it.
No, we can just do it.
We
All
don't
right.
have a 2.
5.
4.
3.
Okay, I was waiting on Lewis for the 2 there,
Oh.
but...
2.
And
Nice.
PJ's logic holds.
Hey, we never doubted the logic. I'm just amused by this shit.
Can't count down from 5 to 1 to save our life.
As a group. As a group.
As a
Five.
group, as a consensus.
That's the key part.
5.
4.
Oh, God.
Motherfucker, I'm 4.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1.
Go.
All right, Danny, you're the host. Go. Kick it off.
Hello and welcome to the Cleverly Named Podcast, where everyday gamers from across the country that get together to talk about the past week in gaming and what we find interesting. I am Danny and I'm this week's host. Joining me today are PJ, Josh, Lewis, Michael, and Ryan.
Howdy.
Hola.
We have one of the bigger groups we've ever had for us if this is not an end of the year podcast.
Yeah, this is a weird mega cast.
Well, again, peer pressure does wondrous and weird things. So I will get to the weird face from PJ. Okay, weird face from PJ Moore. Sorry, audio podcasters. PJ's just being weird and it's freaking me out. Moving on, Josh.
You did not give a chance for people to say hello when you announced their name.
I got to say howdy.
Yeah, he said howdy.
I said hola.
Therefore, I did not get to say.
We did it afterward.
I know, but that's not right.
Oh my God, we've done it both ways.
Hold on. My name is PJ, and I like presents. What up, doe?
Hey, I'll take it. NECA, PJ, how was your past week?
Mecca?
Oh, you're going to me first? Damn.
No, I'm going for Josh, who's playing PJ as NECA.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go. All right. Cool. Good. That's good.
Anyways, PJ, how's your past week in gaming?
All right. Are you actually going to me this time?
Yes, he's actually going.
Did
to
I
this
say
time.
nega, PJ? I did not say nega.
Life
PJ.
isn't worth it at this point.
No one.
No,
gives
my
a
week's
PJ.
been good. I beat my first Uncharted game.
Hell yeah!
Uh,
We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Your first?
Yeah, yeah, my first.
We'll
your
bring it up a
first
little
was
later.
I played about halfway through. I got through about halfway through 1. I have not fit. I have the trilogy. I just didn't. Too much other stuff going on, and I didn't get a chance to beat it before 4 came out. But I think it stands alone. Like I said, I will go watch it. We'll talk about it later. Let's see, what else did I get into? We had the Overwatch beta, which I think we'll talk about later also a little bit. That was very enjoyable.
It's
It's
fucking
definitely it's definitely different than most of the other MOBAs. The
It's not a
closest one I would say.
It's not a MOBA.
It's
Yeah,
not-
exactly. And that's the other thing.
It's Team Fortress
least
2
what
with
was it-
waifus.
It's not a MOBA.
Yeah, exactly. I mean they have been classifying it as a MOBA, but I would not consider.
It's Team Deathmatch.
It's more, yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily just team deathmatch. I mean, obviously, there's probably going to be more game modes and more other stuff for the full game.
Oh, they
But
said that
but what we got to,
there was an article that came out, I think before they actually extended the beta, where they said that everything that's in the beta is what you're going to get when the game goes live, but they do have an extensive plan to add content to the game as the time goes on, which is then something that we got into talking about how, you know, people releasing half-done games and how Ryan hates people that release half-done games, and there was
But
a
we can
whole
we can always get into that into the meat of the actual show.
Exactly.
So, anything else, PJ?
let's see, Ratchet and Clank. One of our faithful listeners, Casey.
He's in the chat already. He says that he really
He's in the chat.
Overwatch.
He always hangs out with us. He's our regular customer. He helped me break my PS4's virginity and gave me the disc copy of Ratchet and Clank.
That was the most awkward post I think I've seen on our freaking Facebook page. Was PJ saying, "So and so, Casey, help me pop my PS4's disc drive cherry," and I was like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
You go to your PS4 and go, oh, take it.
He talks sensual to it as he puts the disc in. Do you like that disc?
You like that dirty bitch. That physical
Disc drive
drive.
is like I would never fucking know because I'm in there. So, but no, I'm having I think I don't know, probably about 50% of the. I have missed Ratchet and Clank. It's really good. I like the way those games play. Trying to think if there's anything else
Did you watch the movie?
besides that.
Did you?
No, watching the head. No, nobody watched the movie. That thing, yeah, it had like it was. I don't remember. I know I looked up the opening weekend. It was
Doesn't
awful.
it have like a really hot actress in it? But she's not actually in it because it's all voice acted.
The only time
the only person that would know that is you, Ryan.
Alright.
The only time I saw anybody saying anything about the movie was when it was opening weekend when people were tweeting about it, and then after opening weekend, Twitter just drove off a cliff, and I saw nobody speaking of it ever again.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said like I seen a little bit of talk about it opening weekend, and then after that, it was pretty much nothing.
It was for the
And,
diehards, man.
like,
It was the diehards.
And like I said, I know I remember looking up the box office, like the opening weekend box office on it, and it was god awful. I don't remember exactly what it was, but off the top of my head, because it's been a little bit since I looked it up. But I know it was pretty awful.
All right. Well, that's everything. PJ, we'll move on to Josh. Josh, what have you been up to lately?
Also with PJ, played Uncharted 4, beat it. We'll get into that later. And then I just finished Doom last night. And
Is it on the list?
it's on the list under the Lightning News. I can talk
No.
about it.
Okay, apparently we've all forgotten about.
Oh, the completion list? No, dude, there's so
the guy
many.
who hates it's the one who remembers it. I don't know.
There's so
I
many
hate the
games
completion list so
I
much.
need to add on that list that I've beaten that I have not added yet. I'm just waiting for Joey to get like so many games ahead of me, and then have him message me about it and say, "Hey, I'm like kicking your ass," and then put in all of the back games that I haven't added to it.
By the way,
I was gonna say because Uncharted 4 tied me for you of what you have on there right now.
Oh yeah, there's probably, I think, off the top of my head, I think there's something like 6 or 7 games I haven't put on that list yet.
We should.
I didn't think it was that many. I thought there was about 3 or 4.
No.
We should really make it
I could
so
be
that a
misremembering.
certain amount of hours considers it.
I haven't even put any of mine on yet. I have a list written down.
But
Oh shit! Michael's got a hidden list.
I think that we should just fucking make hours count. I mean, if somebody that has 300 and something hours in a game.
No, we're not counting Madden unless you get the 1,000 gamer score. Get a
What
1,000
about-
gamer score and
what
come
about
talk
the
to
division?
us.
What about the division?
What?
You can divide that.
The
into
division
everything.
has a
Yeah, we
story.
already-
If you
what
beat
about
the
the-
story,
what about Smite?
if you
I
beat
have,
the
like,
campaign, it
Smite.
I have
counts.
200 I
Why
have
can't we
250
be
hours in
friends?
Smite.
Why can't we be friends?
Oh my
Why
god.
can't we be friends?
Okay.
Get the
Anyway,
1,000 gamer score.
that's all I had, Danny. So you
It has
move
like
on
3,000
to-
gamer score.
Ryan, what have you been up to recently?
I beat Uncharted 4 the day or the day after, a couple days after it came out.
Dude, you marathoned that.
I played
You're
it all
welcome.
one day. Yeah, Michael's wife bought it for us, and I played it.
Ryan and Michael are now one complete group.
I played it in one day. I woke up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, started playing, took a couple breaks, but I played it all in one day. It was really, really good. I've never played an Uncharted game because I didn't have a PS3, but it was really good. I've been playing a lot of NCAA 13. It's awesome. It's better than Madden. Madden sucks. Hashtag.
Yeah, but
You don't put the
My lo-
hashtag
my lo-
after what you said.
Hashtag Madden sucks.
Thank you.
Hashtag bring back NCAA EA football 13 and 17.
no, my little brother's a diehard dude. He loves college football, and he calls me all the time asking like, "So are they gonna get a college football again?" I'm like, dude, that shit's not gonna happen.
Nope.
It's just not gonna happen. He called me yesterday. It was like, "Did you hear? Did you hear?" I'm like, "Did I hear what?" He was like, their NCAA is appealing to the Supreme Court about the judgment of the O'Bannon case. So we might get a college football again."
No,
Like,
no,
dude,
no,
we're
no,
not
no.
getting a college
And
football game.
it's not the college case, it's the O'Bannon case. That's how deep
Yeah,
into
exactly.
it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the O'Bannon case, exactly. So, yeah.
Well, bring it back because it's or at least this is what I don't understand. Why don't they get the people that were making this game to make Madden every other year?
Because
Then
Madden
there's two-
continuously is successful,
No, Danny,
so
shut
why
up.
change the
Hold
trend?
on. I have a theory to make Madden better. You have two teams. You have the team that was making NCAA, and you have the team that was making Madden. You make two different Madden games.
Infinity Ward and
Yeah,
Sledgehammer, yes.
you're going with a Call of Duty philosophy, and EA doesn't do that.
But they could.
I mean, they could, but the problem is it's still going to end up being like Madden because Madden is in the top, usually in the top 3, top 2,
The
selling
problem
games
is-
every
So,
single year.
If you were
The
to
problem is
ask me what my favorite thing about NCAA versus Madden is, it would be the running game. The running game is basically.
But see the problem with that is for the most part you're probably talking a lot of option
No, I'm
because-
talking about just actual like counters.
is option. It's never going to transfer to Madden, and it's never.
I'm talking about the actual like when you're holding the ball, when you're
We're gonna
running with the ball, how you control the ball and how you control the player.
Well,
holding the ball.
to add on to this is that, and I looked at the list to make sure that this is actually not a subject. Madden 17, of course, released its front of its box art. There you go, and the course
On
graphics
the
on
career
it.
list.
And
Cover art.
cover art's not on it though. But
Yes.
so one of the things they did release with that is go, hey, we're revamping the running game. So you might get lucky, Ryan.
Okay,
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
You might.
They've gotten into this thing lately with Madden over the past years where each year they pick a piece of the game to
You're
revamp,
right.
whether that's the running game, passing game, defense.
You're right.
So
2 years
each
ago it was
year,
defense. This year it was passing. And I guess this year it's running.
So it's
you're
running. So it'll
100%
probably go
right.
back to defense. Madden 18 will probably be defense or special teams or whatever the fuck.
And you know what? I actually like that trend because when they revamped the defense for
That was awesome.
Madden 15, I mean it changed the game. And it's
But-
still in 16. It's not quite as prevalent, but it's still in 16.
But remember what the problem with Madden is, Ryan. It's not Football Simulator.
Right, it's Madden Simulator. I know.
So, Ryan, is there anything else?
I like Gronk, Casey. So, I mean, I'm not even a Patriots fan, but I like Gronk. He's a cool dude.
He's a frat boy.
Yeah, football.
Michael, since you were the one to jump in, Michael, what have you been doing recently, buddy?
Play The Last of Us and beat it for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Great game.
Great game.
Yeah, pretty great game. I didn't like the ending because there wasn't more, but that's just because I needed more.
That's fair.
But that's pretty much it. That's all I've been.
So
I've been
what
doing.
are you doing right now?
What do you mean,
Yeah,
like currently?
what are you doing?
It's playing
you could
Dark
be
Souls.
saying that you're playing Dark Souls also.
I am playing Dark Souls while we're on the cast.
No, that's not. Never fucking mind.
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
Got it.
Well, I've been bouncing around a lot of different games, but nothing new really. Just mainly Ark, Destiny, Battlefront. I did a little bit of GTA 5 actually with some friends, but yeah, that's about it.
Awesome.
And I don't appreciate you making me last.
No. Wow. Apparently, I don't fucking matter. Like, I haven't said anything. I haven't said what I've done. So I made myself last, so you couldn't, Lewis.
But you're the host. You're always last. You gotta be.
Well, then, but that's being that I'm.
Okay, no, that's not what I meant. Out of the people that
Oh
you tell
my
to go.
God. This is happening.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Lewis.
Danny,
You know, Lewis?
what have you been doing this week?
Lewis,
What have you
you
been
know,
playing?
everybody want to ask?
Yeah.
Actually, I got back into Elite Dangerous, which is not that surprising. It's not, yeah.
Sorry.
But we're not going to talk about that. Actually, me and Joey, one of the other podcast members, we picked up Civ, and we'll because of the announcement that will be later in the podcast about Civ 6 coming out. So I actually got to pick up Civ again, and God, that game's great. I know PJ completely disagrees, but that's because PJ is a different type of gamer than me. And that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly acceptable. We're different people. That's okay. And then I picked up a while ago off of a review from IGN a game called Hard West.
PJ dropped.
We're still live. Keep going.
Wow, we are still live. That's surprising.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We've been never mind.
We've been live the entire time.
It was like, oh, shouldn't have said that stuff about being Raz.
Anyway, so this game Hard West is XCOM, and then you, instead of aliens and super tech,
That is the scariest fucking picture in the world. Oh, that wasn't a picture. That was just PJ's face.
I apologize to the audio members, that people that just listen to this, like, you know, on the audio side, PJ is making more and more weird faces. But anyway, so Hard West is a game that's like, take XCOM and the premise around XCOM and turn-based strategy and all that, and you drop it instead of into super futuristic aliens, and you have old 1880s West, and then you add demons and shit, and it's actually really interesting. I've only put like an hour into it, and I plan to be putting a lot more into it this week when I'm not playing more Elite Dangerous.
PC?
Yes, it is on the PC. It's actually really interesting. I might put up a stream about it this week. But yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Anyways, anything else before we move on, gentlemen?
Nope, move on.
All right. This week's releases. We have Homefront: The Revolution,
Oh.
shush, and Fallout 4: Far Harbor. All right. New pre-orders available. We have Battlefield 1 Early Enlisters Edition, Madden NFL 17, and Civ 6. All right. Congratulations to id on the release of Doom.
ID. I think.
It's id.
Is it id?
It's
I
id.
thought it was ID. Okay. My bad, Danny. I apologize.
Check yourself, Ryan, before you wreck yourself.
That is the appropriate response right there. That can't say anything else. So who has been playing Doom?
I think I am literally the only one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Josh.
I plan on picking it up, but not yet.
It's really good. If you're a fan of Doom 1 and Doom 2, Final Doom, it's a return to form for the Doom series. It's gets away from the. I mean, it still has this. It uses the same lighting and stuff that Doom 3 used, where it does the darker textures and tones and the reds and the oranges. But it gets away from the slow-paced, use my flashlight, I can't hold a weapon and a flashlight at the same time, horror movie-style gameplay. It goes towards fast-paced, chaotic shooting. The way that I described it, I think, in chat is the best. In Doom 3, you moved slow and you sulked through the levels, whereas in Doom 4 you're constantly sprinting, shooting superheated lead into the side of demons' heads before you stagger them, rip their arm off, and beat them to death with it.
So it's like Doom and Quake had a baby.
It kind of is like Doom and Quake had a baby, yeah, and it's amazing. And
Cool.
it definitely, I can definitely see that they're trying to set up to actually have a true sequel versus the past incarnations, which have just essentially been attempts at trying to rebooting the series. This looks like they actually have plans to move forward with the actual sequel past this game, so that's cool.
All right.
Sweet.
So, next on the Lightning News, Battlefield 1 was announced. It's going to be set in World War I, as the rumors were confirmed. It is, as of writing, the article that I'm pulling this off from GameSpot, it's going to be set in Arabia, the Western Front, and the Italian Alps. The Italian Alps are actually really interesting because a lot of really bad, gritty fighting happened in the mountains of the Italian Alps out towards Switzerland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not Switzerland, the other side of Switzerland, Albania, Italian Alps, that whole entire area. There's not many details about the game single-player component. And
the only thing that they've confirmed is that it's going to be multiple people across the. If you remember Call of Duty 2, when Call of Duty 2 came out, where they actually chose like a person that was in the Russian part of the Allies, and they did different sides of the Allied army, or the Allied coalition. That's essentially what they're going to be doing for World War I, except they're just going to be showing all sides, from what my understanding is.
For the single-player game.
Yeah.
So you're going to have like a small Englishman's arc, a small Italian arc, and stuff like that.
Yeah, from what we've understood.
I mean, I like the premise of the campaign fine. Quite honestly, I've never been a huge fan of how Battlefield plays. Like, the gameplay itself I've never truly liked that much. So, I mean, for me to really enjoy it, I think they would have to change up the gameplay, and I know they aren't going to do that.
Well, talking about that, they're actually adding a hand-to-hand combat system. So it's going to have a more stronger focus on melee combat.
Yeah, melee is going to be more prevalent, and they did say something. They didn't allude to it, but they did say something to where the battlefields, like the area of engagement, is going to be. They're going to try to make the fighting closer because of the fact that in World War One, that's how a lot of the fighting was. A lot of the fighting was really close quarters engagements between sides. You didn't have like the long range extreme sniping that you
No.
did in like modern warfare games that you have right now.
It was either you get gunned down by a Gatling gun, you got smoked by artillery, or you were bludgeoned in the head in trench warfare.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so
One thing I really hope they work on, because this is my problem with it for Battlefield 4 and even 3, is for some reason the party, like grouping up with your friends, is so difficult.
They've
in that
already
game.
announced a change to that. It's going to be something called persistent
Good.
squads. And what persistent squads is going to be, as far as they've detailed, is that you can
It's gonna
join
make
up
the
with
game
your
work.
friends, and then regardless if you decide to change servers, your whole squad will move servers. It will not be like, hey, I'm going to this server, and then everybody tries to like join and unjoin and join and rejoin to make sure you're part of your team. You can squad up, and you can essentially drop into matchmaking, and you all go to the server as a group.
So you
Okay.
mean just like literally every other multiplayer game?
Yes.
hey, at least there. A beta is confirmed for later this year. You can register at Battlefield Insider. By registering as a Battlefield Insider, you register for free.
Did they say they were gonna like change? Because I know in Battlefield 4 and I think 3 as well, you can't even change your classes unless you start a match. Like you're in a match. Like
What do you
can't
mean?
do anything. Like you can't edit
You
your
can-
classes or
Yeah,
custom
you can. You can do that in 4. You could even do that in 3.
in the main menu
Yeah,
without joining
you had
a
an
match?
option to where you could go to your soldier and you could actually edit your soldier's loadout before ever entering a match, or
Huh.
before even going in the multiplayer.
Okay. Well, I never used that. I always had to do it in the game, but that's
And in Battlefield 4, they even dropped in a test range where you could go in, edit your soldier, and then go into a test firing range on a little island and use your different loadouts or swap weapons. And they even had like the super weapons that you only way you could earn them was by doing special insane accomplishments.
okay.
All right. So the other interesting thing is that including in the vehicles are biplanes, triplanes, naval vessels, heavy tanks, armored trucks, motorcycles, and horses, which I think is really interesting because you got to think, number one, you're going to go from jets that move at supersonic speeds or just less to biplanes that don't, that really don't, and then horses. I find those two mechanics to be rather interesting by comparison to what they've had before.
I think the horses are going to be interesting because you know that they're more than likely going to be used in the array, the desert setting. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the movement speed of the horses versus like if you have to have a side where it has a tank, because that tank in that sand with its how heavy it's going to be, that thing's going to be slow as hell
Mm-hmm.
compared
Well, no,
to the horses.
Oh no, and that's the overall thing is that those things were slow. Period. Even
Yeah.
on granite, like they were exceedingly slow. They moved at maybe.
They were like new technology.
They were absolute new technology, and it's really interesting because tanks were actually on a massive scale were late game
Yeah.
World War One.
Yeah.
So, all right. Kojima is up to his old tricks, and he's hiding the secrets in his logo, or we should say lack thereof. He's being coy. It's Kojima. I mean, what else is effing new? And he says that it's part one of a full body, which in the current iteration, it looks something out of a medieval knight's helmet. And then it is a skull on the inside that you can see on the inside of it. And he won't say what it is, but this logo has a secret. It has a full body, a really cool full body. We're planning to put out a full figure version of it. So, he's being coy. Nothing new.
Because his last logo, it was part of Metal Gear, right? It was like
Metal Gear 5, the Phantom Pain, yeah. There's a bunch of shit hidden in it. And then if people went into the broke down the coding of the logo, they found shit hidden in like the actual coding of the logo.
Y'all crazy.
The heck?
Yeah,
So,
he's crazy.
so two Marvel TV shows were put to the side this week, including Marvel's Most Wanted, which actually did not air but was in the production of starting to be aired, of starting production. Starting production. And then Agent Carter was actually canceled. The thing is that a lot of people are trying to get Agent Carter to move to Netflix, but as it stands, Haley Atwell,
Yeah.
has already, and Josh can talk more towards this, has already signed a deal with another project, making her move away from the Agent Carter.
Yeah, I don't remember what the name of the project is, but she's. It was said that she's signed on. It does say that it's a fall series, though. So I know that some people that do television typically run 2 series. They'll do something in the fall and something in the summer. Although Agent Carter was a winter series, but
it can be considered a fall series for the simple fact that it had its slot for about 10 weeks and then it went off air.
Yeah, I mean, so she's already signed on to do it. It sounds like she's. I can't remember the premise. She's either like some relative of a senator that does bad shit, and then they get off without being charged or anything. She agrees to become a lawyer. That's pretty much what the best that I got from reading the article.
All right. So, Lewis and Michael, do you want to be a Fallout 4 mod tester? Because beta signups are live right now.
Well, Michael's not with us, but I would do it.
All right, you should go sign up for it. I'm reading the script. It's not well written. Disney Infinity Studio is shut down now. This is actually ridiculously interesting because the live toy scene in video gaming is rather popular, and Disney Infinity was the bleeding edge of it. It was massively popular inside a massively popular genre, and they shut down citing cost concerns of, in all reality, the overhead of Disney Infinity in general, and they're gonna take. Disney's now gone. We're not gonna do this anymore. We're gonna now take all our IPs and we're gonna give them out, sell them out for other people to mess with. I was shocked.
I think this is essentially them. I mean, I love Disney Infinity. I was really upset that this happened. PJ knew it. That's why he posted and tagged me in it. 'Cause he's an asshole. But what I see being them doing is this comes off the Star Wars deals. Like they did the same thing with Star Wars, is that they didn't want to make a Star Wars game on their own, so they handed the rights off to other studios to do it. I think they see that other studios have done well with their properties, and so they want to do the same thing with other IPs they own and give it to studios that are, AAA studios.
I'm sure the current game will still get supported, right? I mean,
They don't have any plans of when it's going to shut down, and the community behind Disney Infinity makes a lot of they make a lot of their own user generated content. Like there's content in there that I could download as long as I have the characters for the content that unlock certain abilities. I could download content onto my Xbox One for days. I mean, I would have enough shit literally to play brand new crap for probably years.
yeah.
With how much is out there right now that users have already made for it. So as long as they keep that aspect up, I don't think the people that have invested are going to be too upset because they're still going to have a way to get new content. But for me, as somebody that's played it, I actually kind of look at this as a blessing because now I know how many characters I will need and I want to get. I don't have to worry about continually worrying about the new ones that release year after year after year.
All right.
Yeah, now my kid never has to know about Disney Infinity.
Oh, he still does. He still needs to know.
Oh no.
Hey guys, do you think we could all get together when it goes on sale, like in a few years, and just send it to them?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
totally could.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, totally
No.
do it.
Servers won't shut
I
down.
mean, I mean, if y'all want to do that, cool. Then I don't have to buy it.
We'll address
I'm
it.
okay with that.
We'll address it to little PJ. So when he opens it and he turns around and he looks at you, he'll be like, Dad,
Traitor!
I need
Where's this
pictures."
been my whole life?
Exactly.
It's
Dude, my
been in the
nephew-
store.
My nephew has like a bunch of the Star Wars ones, and
Rocket
I kind
League.
of feel bad that
Rocket League.
That's the only one I am upset about is they said that they had plans for a Rogue One playset, and that's not happening now, which really depresses me.
Wait, time out. I want to point something out. What about Rocket League, Ryan?
Little PJ loves Rocket League.
Yep.
okay.
Okay. All right.
What? What is confusing about this?
What's the
No, it's just like he's just like
Out of
"You like
left
Rocket
field.
League?" Well, we've moved on.
But he doesn't need Infinity when he has Rocket League.
Yeah, now it's got basketball and hockey in it. He's good.
Yeah, he has every sports game he needs in one.
That's not gonna fly. You want to know why I know? Because he's
There's no
PJ's
football.
son.
No football.
No football
Casey
and
wants a Marvel game from Rocksteady.
No, Marvel. You just Lego Marvel. Just let that be. That's perfectly fine.
He wants a Marvel game from Rocksteady.
Sounds like something you want.
No,
Oh,
the messed up part about it was John Vignacchi just gave an interview like not that long ago. It was like, yeah, Disney is 100% behind Disney Infinity.
I don't think you'll ever see a Marvel game from Rocksteady, Casey, mainly because WB studio, that's a Warner Brothers owned studio essentially. And I don't think you're going to see Marvel walk towards Warner Brothers, who essentially has everything to do with DC, and be like, hey, we're going to give you the rights to do one of our characters. I don't think you'll ever see it. You'll see
I say, are they actually Warner Brother owned though?
the Rocksteady, yeah, they do.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Could you imagine an Iron Man Rocksteady game though?
It would be amazing.
Oh my
It'd be
It's
god.
never going to happen.
I don't know. Actually, I don't think it would be amazing because I think you would run into the Superman dilemma with Iron Man.
You'll
I think
see a
you'd do
Superman Rocksteady game before you see.
Maybe, but and if they can do it, that's great. But like one of the big superhero video game dilemmas right now is how do you do Superman properly? And I think that
You give
Iron Man-
everyone kryptonite.
yeah,
That is but the problem is that it's not a Superman game.
This
I mean, it is a Superman game, but
extremely rare meteor. We're gonna give it to everyone, but it's rare.
Yeah.
But everyone.
yeah, exactly.
has it.
no, but I just that like what I'm trying to point out is that actually I think a Captain America game would be better.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
Ooh.
Although I would rather see
Because-
Daredevil than
Ooh.
Captain America.
Yes, well it's
Daredevil.
black. It's gonna just be black.
No, Captain America, man, that sounds great because
No, either
you know
or,
what'd be
either
even
or.
better? What if they did Captain America before he was frozen?
No, give me
Yeah.
an Ant-Man game where I can play as a dot.
Then it could be freaking.
There we go.
It's in history. That could be a really cool game if it was Captain
Well, I
America
think-
before he was frozen. I think
Black
that'd be
Panther
awesome.
actually in the jungles.
They need to nah. But see, the thing is that what you've listed is 3 characters that actually have fighting styles,
Right.
and that makes more sense towards the Rocksteady fighting mechanics, where
True.
Iron Man is.
If they do Superman or Iron Man, it has to be
Do.
completely free roam because they have the ability to fly, and I think it would just kind of give you the better experience of Iron Man or Superman if you were able to fly freely.
I think I actually disagree with you. I think you have to have railway. It has to be a little bit more railway because you have characters that can go anywhere. So all of a sudden you're hitting an invisible wall in your play area and going boom, and hitting the wall and going, well, but I can fly there.
But Danny, no, you don't. You forget. The only place that Superman can fly is if there's rings that he can follow. It has to have rings, or else it doesn't work.
Oh God, what is that?
Is
What is that?
NES?
64.
No,
Super
Super
Nintendo,
Nintendo, I think. Oh, was it 64?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is that the 64? God, moving
Oh,
right
God
along.
awful.
No, now that we brought that reeking pile of shit.
It says Heroes for Hire or a Defenders game.
Oh, Heroes for Hire would be cool.
Wait, time out. Where are you getting that from?
It's from the YouTube chat.
Okay. Oh, Casey said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
Where
that.
have you
Oh, yeah.
been?
Yeah.
I'm reading
Casey, you are exceedingly right. It just weirded me out that Ryan knew what Heroes for Hire were. I was like, whoa.
I'm just reading exactly what he says.
and Misty Knight. Dude,
He also said
robotic
something about
arm,
Sucker Punch
everything.
could do a good Marvel game.
Oh, too bad Sucker Punch is tied in with. I mean, that would be Sony exclusive.
Yeah.
Which would make me buy a PS4. Alright, moving right along. Witcher series might not be done, but the director of Witcher 3 really, really wants to make more. But the interesting thing about reading this article from IGN, that I think why at least I got intrigued into it, was that it kind of left to the point that Witcher is in a place right now that they want to leave it where it's at for maybe 4 or 5 years.
Well, I heard on the new DLC, the Blood and Wine, that DLC is setting up the end of Geralt. So I don't know.
Geralt.
Gerald? It's
It's
Geralt.
Geralt.
Yeah, I said it right.
Geralt.
So if there's any future Witcher
Hey,
3
no.
if there's any future Witcher games, he'll probably be in it, but the main character will be someone else.
That's not true.
Triss.
I mean,
It'll be
because
Triss.
the whole point of the 3 Witcher games that we've had right now is Geralt's life after he's literally forgotten who he was and he has to remember it. Which is
Yeah.
I mean, so you could literally make Witcher. I mean, Geralt's really fucking old. You can
Yeah.
make Witcher games prior to him forgetting who the fuck he was. And
Okay, prequels, yeah.
so, I mean, you could make a shit ton of prequels. And, I mean, right now, because of the fact that they say The Witcher 3 did something that was pretty cool, is that as the last game in the series, or so we thought, it sold the most. It brought the most people in. It gained the biggest amount of new players that series has ever had. So for them to get to that point and then say, no, we're not going to do it anymore, I think that would be stupid, because now you have all these new fans that if you create a new game, you all of a sudden have all these people that are like, fuck yeah, I'll buy that game because I've bought into the third one.
Yeah, I'm in that boat because that was the first Witcher game I bought. I have super high respect for CD Projekt Red. Like, it's on my top 3 now. Like,
yeah, and seeing like that, there's a lot of people that were like, CD Projekt Red, man, this studio, like, that's up there for them now.
So are you gonna play Cyberpunk?
No, we know he's gonna play Cyberpunk. He hasn't shut up about Cyberpunk.
I'm talking about Luis, not Josh.
Oh.
well, I'm sure it's gonna be good because they have a lot of. There's a high standard right now because of The Witcher 3, so I'm sure they're gonna make it really good. And I believe they delayed it to make sure that it was better than what it was originally gonna be, if I remember from.
They haven't given a release date for it.
I'll say it's barely. I mean, it's probably in full swing about full swing development now,
Easily.
but that it didn't go into full development until after Witcher 3 was done.
Yeah, I think
probably
the
a
interview was
a
more
while
like
after.
they decided to like rethink what the game was gonna be about and how they were gonna do it, but something along those lines.
And finally, for the lightning news, Mass Effect Andromeda has officially been delayed to 2017, but it will also officially make an appearance at E3. So, Josh, what was your official pick for for your predicted game of the year for 2016?
Me and Ryan both said Mass Effect Andromeda if it came out this year.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Ryan No, Ryan, I think you.
That's why Ryan's flipping you off.
No,
Ryan is
Ryan-
literally flipping you off.
No,
Ryan,
I'm flipping off EA. Let's make it straight. Not Danny. EA.
Oh, that's something new. But actually,
By the way, I want to clarify something real quick. I'm pretty sure it's not E3.
I don't care. Oh,
They
E3.
just
What?
said today that it's E3.
Well, no, because I don't think EA doesn't have their booth at
They
E3
don't have
anymore.
a booth. That doesn't mean they won't show it at their show.
which is
Yeah,
part of
that's not
all part of
E3.
Well, right.
That's not part of E3.
It's
That's
in
what I'm
the orbit.
saying.
It's in
It'll be an EA Play.
EA
My
Play.
apologies. Where are they
That-
holding that again? Where are they holding EA?
Across the
EA
street.
across the street?
Yeah.
Something like
It
that.
is.
I don't
It's in the orbit
I don't
of
know.
E3. It's
If
in
Yeah.
the
if PJ gets tickets to that, he can actually go be one of the first people to play Battlefield 1.
yeah, and yet he's a COD player, so
Yeah.
there's irony in that.
And when I made my prediction for Game of the Year, which
I'm pretty sure you actually picked the Division.
no, I'm pretty sure that I predicted Andromeda if it came out. I
Yeah,
said
that's-
if it came
Me
out.
and Ryan said the same thing. If it came out,
No, and then that's when I said everybody gets one.
And then maybe I said Division. Maybe then. No, actually, I think then I went to Gears.
Gears 4, yeah.
I think then I went to Gears
So
4.
indecisive. All right, topics of the week. A brand new console has been announced, the TGP Box by Riot Games owner Tencent.
Does Smite work on it?
You are so fucking one-track, Mike.
No, Danny. It's by Riot Games. Smite is by Riot Games.
That's fair, but I didn't even get the... Never mind.
Hold on. Smite is not by Riot Games.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry. I might have missed something.
Hey, how many hours do I have in Smite?
No, I'm sorry.
Not enough to get completed in the complete list. How about that amount?
Hold on. Why did Smite get brought up? I'm sorry.
Because Tencent owns Riot Games. Riot Games makes Smite.
No,
And-
Tencent owns League of Legends.
No, they own Riot Games. They also own League of Legends, but they own the studio Riot Games. Riot
So the
Games makes Smite.
Okay,
No,
so the same
the reason why
company owns.
Smite-
So the same company owns Smite and League of Legends. I thought it was two
Yeah.
different
Actually,
companies.
you know what? I might have gotten League and Smite mixed up.
Yeah,
Let-
it's
let me
no
make-
League does. That's what I'm saying. Tencent does not own Riot.
Help me,
Tencent
Lord.
owns
You
the company
know
who
what?
makes League of Legends.
Help me.
You're right. I got the two mixed up. I apologize.
Okay, that's why I was like, they're not owned by the same company.
I got
That's why I was like, no.
League and Smite, I got mixed up.
So
that's my
the
dilemma.
console essentially, from what they said, it runs on a Windows 10 archetype, and they said that it's going to be available right now only in the Asian markets, which is a market that Sony, Xbox, Nintendo all don't, like pretty much in China and whatnot. None of those companies have a good foothold. So this being exclusive to that market and playing into what's already popular there, which are games like League and the online PC games, which is what this console's aiming for, it sets itself up to do really good there, but there's no news yet on whether or not it's going to come west.
I don't know,
Alright, so
man.
back to my, now that we got that mixed up and straightened out, it was my mix-up. But now that we got that straightened out, does it run League of Legends?
I think it says so in the article, doesn't it, Danny? That
It
it runs
can
League?
run games like League of Legends, FIFA Online 3, NBA 2K Online, Monster Hunter
Not
Online,
through
and
a controller.
it looks like an Xbox One controller.
So it does it with a controller.
Yes.
You can play League of Legends with a controller.
You can do it now.
Huh?
They have set up for Game Pass.
Yeah, you can play League. You can play
Yeah.
League with a controller.
I didn't realize
It's
you
not-
could play League
It's
of-
not recommended. Like none of the like good players play with a controller, but it is possible to play with a controller.
Hmm.
And can I honestly say that I don't know how well this will actually do, for the simple fact that the Asian culture is very much ingrained in the concept of dens, of PC dens. So I don't know how much this will actually take off.
It really depends on what games they get, though. I mean, if
Exactly,
they get,
yeah, it's-
if they get the same games that are like really popular in PC dens, so that they can link into those friends that play in PC dens and whatnot, and do it from the comfort of their home, it might take off. If
Well, no, but-
not,
I mean, it depends on that, and it depends on pricing.
yeah, that
Just because-
pricing is going to be huge.
Yeah,
Massive, absolutely massive. I don't disagree with that. But again, I bring up the concept of these dens, and actually, I was playing Civilization with Joey, and Joey goes, "I spend every night here. I love it. My friends are always here." And I'm really curious if this can conquer that.
I mean, it's basically just a Steam box. So I mean,
Really, it is. I mean,
that's all it is a Steam box.
Do they
I was
still,
gonna say that.
do they still booze at the place that Joey plays games?
I don't know.
Okay. You were talking to him about him playing there, so I was just wondering. I'll ask him later.
Show killer, show killer, show killer.
I'll leave.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
Next topic.
Yeah, next topic. I was joking with you, but Microsoft discontinues support of Project Spark with no resulting layoffs, which is interesting because usually, i.e., Lion's Head, they laid off that whole entire division, but Spark doesn't get that.
I think it's because it's done by the internal studio. It's done by Microsoft Studios. So I think that's why we didn't see any layoffs.
No.
Fable was only partly done by Microsoft Games.
No.
Well,
also-
isn't Lionhead under the Microsoft Studios banner? Well, they were.
But it's still an
They're
independent.
their own thing and under the Microsoft. They're under the Microsoft Studios banner, but they're not under the Microsoft Games Studios.
Kind of like Kojima. Kojima's setup is an exclusivity with PS4 and Sony. Lion's Head was exclusive to
Lion.
Lion.
Single Lion.
But Microsoft owned the whole company.
Yeah, actually, that does make sense. That's why I kind of stopped midway through. I'm like, wait, then why did Microsoft? Yeah.
But is
That's why I said they
It might
owned
have been
Lionhead, so it wasn't a
might have-
separate
Well, no,
company.
they originally though they did not.
Originally they didn't, but I think after I think they bought them after Fable 1, or maybe even before Fable 1 officially
after
came out.
Fable.
But they wouldn't close Microsoft Studios. They would just make them do a new game, whatever they want to do.
But I think, like I said in chat, I find it interesting that Fable Legends died, and then we find another, and then we see Project Spark die. I think it's really interesting to see that these games, which I feel were all kind of greenlit under the pre-Phil Spencer ran Xbox Games division,
Yeah.
that they're the ones that are getting these are essentially the games that were designed as games as services games that were greenlit before him, and now they're all getting shut down because I think he doesn't like that games as services idea. Games should be experiences, not services, I think, in his eyes.
Yeah, I think also they're learning what
I mean, I
gamers-
mostly disagree. I mostly doubt and disagree with that, but we'll never know.
Well, no, I don't know, man. Dude, shit's been hitting the fan. Like, there's rumors coming out, like heavy rumors coming out that Fable, they wanted to make Fable 4 and a dark, grittier. I mean, all these rumors are coming out, and you don't know what's up or down with them.
Yeah. I mean, that's whatever.
No, and that's what I'm saying is that
funded.
you can't. Yeah.
No, and I find it funny that the people who got mad at Microsoft because they closed down Lionhead when people were like, but people wanted to save Lionhead. They had many offers on the table.
Oh yeah, that argument
yeah,
is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, but they're not going to. But they didn't.
No,
they didn't want to sell Fable.
No, but
like, of course they didn't want to sell Fable.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that I've heard. I'm pretty sure I've heard that Microsoft's like, yeah, that's fine. You can have it. But we're keeping Fable. You can have Lionhead, and they go, "Oh no, never mind."
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, no. It's like, well, they could have saved Lionhead. All they wanted was the Fable IP. If Sony,
they weren't saving. They probably would have shut down
Microsoft's face. Like, take it.
Yeah, and they probably would have shut down Lionhead and had somebody else do Fable anyway.
For real, yeah.
Ryan's face when I did that, he looked disturbed, like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Huh?
That's like I seen a whole bunch of people getting mad. I seen a thread a little while ago about people getting upset that there was a rumor, which I don't understand how this is a fucking rumor and people don't think this is fucking true or standard fact that you will need the disc to play Modern Warfare Remastered. Like
shit.
Like how the fuck would you think you could play it without the disc? Like it's part of the fucking game. Like they're not selling it separately. It's part of the fucking game. You idiots.
There are people that
they're idiots in the world.
Do not understand the concept of licensing and how licensing gets imprinted on discs or how licensing works digitally. They don't understand it.
Yeah, I almost went off on a whole bunch of people. I almost started calling a whole bunch of people names, but I held off.
Don't worry. I see it with PlayStation games and Xbox games where like.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
I saw a few weeks ago one of my buddies asked to borrow a game, and I don't do physical, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna let you have it because I don't have it. And he said, oh well. That's okay, my buddy has it, and he only has one disc. I'll just take it to my home and download it, and then we can both play it. I'm like, oh, so you can play it without the disc? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, he goes, that's how it works. I'm like, no, that is not how it works.
No, that is not how it works at all.
They were trying to play, like I think it was Advanced Warfare, is what they were trying to play. They were trying to play zombies together.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he called me like 3 days later. He's like, yeah, dude, it doesn't work that way. I was like, I told you it doesn't work that way. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like fucking idiot. Like if that was the case, you could buy one game and just fucking share it to fucking 1,000 people.
Exactly.
Everybody you fucking know. Like you fucking idiot. Why do you think DRM exists?
Master copy.
Exactly.
Xbox version, like the original game plan for the Xbox One, wasn't it? You could have like 2 downloads off of one disc.
Yes.
No, what the original plan was you would be able to buy, which I still one of the things that annoys me, that we did not get this, was you would be able to buy, basically there would be a license on that disc, and once you installed that game, or once you bought that disc, you took it home and you installed it while you were logged in as you, it basically became a digital copy. And you would not need that disc anymore.
Mm.
So it would work. So it would work the same way digital works now, basically.
Wasn't it that they were also going to do like, so let's say you downloaded it on your system, and then you took the disc over to a friend's house, and they put it into their system. As long as and you wanted to play together, as long as the disc was in one system and you had it downloaded on your system, you two could play together. But if your friend, who was the second person to own it, if he took that disc out of his console, he could still play the game, but he was apparently supposed to have like a limited time to demo it, and if he decided after that limited time that he wanted to keep it, he could pay for it. So you essentially would still demo a game. You
Yeah, I do
essentially-
believe. I believe there was small talks about that. It was just we never got around to full details. We
No.
just they gave up and
'cause the
they gave
internet
into
freaked
they
out.
gave they gave up and gave into the
Pisses me off so
crybabies.
It pisses me off so much they gave up on their dream.
Yeah, it trust me.
They're not
It,
men.
it annoys me to this day, very much so.
I would look at Phil Spencer in the eyes and tell him that he's not a man.
That wasn't his call.
I don't care.
That was pre him.
Thou shalt not speak ill of Phil Spencer. But talking about discs, Xbox One is now backwards compatible to support multi-disc titles. All right, can we all drop one game that we hope comes from the multi-disc titles? I will start, or Ryan will start.
Mass Effect 3.
Okay. Do we just want to say the whole entire Mass Effect series?
Yep,
and just
we're gonna go there.
It's Mass Effect 3. I'm good with that one, as long as that one gets there.
All right, Josh.
Red Dead Redemption.
Damn it, that was mine! That's why I was trying to go first, Ryan. You screwed me. PJ.
I'm sorry, I missed the question, you guys. I cut out for a minute.
What multi-disc backwards compatibility title would you like to see make it on the list?
I don't even have an answer because I could. The only one I could think of is Mass Effect 3. That's the only multi-disc game I could even think of, off the top of my head. I didn't have very many multi-disc games, so like I said, I can't even really think of one.
We can
Besides
put the
Met.
largest multi-disc game that I ever saw on the Xbox.
Was that Lost Planet?
No, Lost Odyssey. It had like
Odyssey,
5
yeah.
discs.
I actually was going to say that, just to be like, why not? Why not? Yeah, why not? Let's get all 5 discs going.
Although, admittedly, it was beautiful. It was a beautifully gorgeous game.
Well, it kind of sucked because you had 2 Blu-rays versus 5 DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lewis?
Right. Last one. I don't know. I'm trying to...
He's mad. He's going last again.
Just kidding. I can't remember that many. I know GTA was.
Oh, so now
I
you
mean, that's
can
remastered.
remember.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Red Dead too, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
it.
I'm there.
I
I didn't even know
Forza
Red Dead was a multi-disc
but-
game.
I don't care if it is or isn't. I want it, damn it.
It was. You had to put in the second disc for Mexico.
That is correct.
Oh, I mean, I
Right.
didn't say it was. I didn't say it wasn't. I was just saying I didn't. But I never played Red Dead, so
Which
why would I
was-
know?
Purely for
What?
story. Because
Why
you could
haven't you
put the
played
disc
Red Dead?
in, and then you could ride everywhere else on the map, even with only the second disc in.
PJ, why haven't you played Red Dead Redemption?
You
Because I never
What?
got around to it,
You have
and it's
What?
not on and it's not on backwards compatibility.
You
So
have
What?
soul.
I have
No,
what?
no, guys, some people just don't trip into the games that everybody else does.
Break out your Xbox 360 and play the damn game.
He probably sold it.
No, I still have one.
PJ, you need to
play that game.
Get it together.
Get your shit together.
Guys, you guys will probably be mad because I probably won't like it. I don't know, but I imagine.
It's a story game. I know you don't like strategy, like real.
It's not strategy.
games. Yeah, I know. It's a story game like an Uncharted would be. It's just free roam.
It was proof that a Western game could be done and be done right
Oh, it
after
was
so
well
many
done.
failed
It's
attempts.
so good.
That
It
was
so
well
good.
done. I remember playing that game house sitting at my buddy's. I literally picked up the game and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit here for the next like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very few
Watch your dog.
games made my jaw drop before, and that game was like it took me by surprise.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to hunt every special fucking animal in that game, and I did, and I killed them all, and I got all the special
Every
items.
Western
because of
movie
it.
that I watched growing up just come to life.
Except for Tombstone. I always want to be your Huckleberry. Anyway,
That's a great movie.
I
Yes,
love
it is.
Tombstone. Oh my god, I just bought it over the weekend. I'm like, I don't have Tombstone digitally downloaded. Thank you, Google. By the way, Kevin
Fuck
Smith,
it, yeah.
get your shit on Google Play, bastard. You fat bastard.
Damn.
I
I
love
don't
your
think
movies.
Kevin
Get 'em
Smith
on.
likes being called fat.
He's called like in how many scripts has he called himself the Fat Man? Never mind. Blizzard will ban Overwatch cheaters at first offense. All right, I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna let Josh take over because he was the one who brought us this attention. I think he has the best way to describe it.
Okay, the only reason that I don't agree with the no exemptions piece is because when I worked at Xbox support, we would get calls of this. This happened mostly in COD, but I know that it's happened in other titles. People would get into a match. Somebody would be in the match with them that was cheesing the game. They were cheating. They were hacking. Whatever it is. And it would affect and taint all of the freaking people that are in the match. So when the ban hammer came down on that person that was the cheater, it would affect everyone else that was in that match as well.
I've been hearing Dark Souls has been doing that too.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know how they're replicating their code to the other people. It's probably because the match has to justify the same rules, so the code gets replicated in the network or in the server, and so they can't distinguish who was the person that was first using it. But that's why I'm not on board. I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to go really hard against cheaters, but that's why I'm not on board with the no exceptions. I think there should be exceptions. They would obviously have to do some research to make sure they're not unbanning somebody that's a dick. But that's just where I am with that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they say like in an interview, like some statement they made that was like, "Oh guys, remember, like if someone looks like they're cheating, it might actually be that they're just really good." So I just feel like there might be people who are gonna get, this one strike, and then just because someone got mad in a match and reported them, and
Or got a bunch of their friends to report them all at the same time.
yeah,
because-
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine they won't just go off of user reports. They will have some sort of coding involved, or be able to tell some way to actually tell that you're cheating. I would imagine they would not they would not let it be based off of user reviews because the internet is terrible.
Truth.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see. By the way, did you guys see that Korean dude with the sniper playing Overwatch?
No.
That shit was. It looked like he was glitching around the fucking screen, just headshotting everybody. It was ridiculous. People were ridiculous. I don't understand how. Yeah, I don't know. Like some people, like watching some people play video games, like they're playing a completely different game.
I felt that way about Lewis sometimes when we were playing Titanfall. I'd be like, Lewis, how? And then I'd get in my Titan and go, okay, I feel a little bit more at home now. I will say that. Lewis was the person I just went, I'm happy you're on our side. Is that enough sucking up for you for being last twice, bitch?
You're halfway there.
That was like John, PJ, and Ryan when we were co-oping Halo 5 the opening night.
You're OP in that game too. You right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, Josh, you're crazy. All right, Uncharted 4 has been out for a week. You all have had time to play it. Don't own a PS4. What are your first impressions so far?
Don't ever be
Oh, Uncharted 4?
Didn't
was,
play it, so I don't.
It was really, really good. It was,
Back of the box quote. It was really, really good.
Really good. Yeah, thank you. I was already a little mean to Ryan already, so I was like, just all right.
No, Danny, I've deserved it. I have interrupted you a couple of times that I shouldn't have, but I felt bad.
No,
Me
no,
and-
but
By the way, the last long look that you gave me before you started talking again, I almost got myself, so we're good.
Ryan and I talked about the graphical fidelity of
Holy
that
shit.
game. Just when you get to the island and you get to the place that I won't speak of because it will ruin the story, but there's a place and you see like
the
the
thing
flowers.
and the other thing and the
Yeah,
flowers and
No, you see the flowers and the foliage growing everywhere
Dude,
in the
it's fucking
sunlight,
insane.
and everything has its own like physics-based rendering and all the light that's reflecting off of everything. Just holy crap!
There
I
was
would love to see the code.
There's actual times where I was playing where I forgot that I was supposed to be doing something because I thought I was watching a movie.
There are times that I stopped and was like, "Oh my god, this environment looks beautiful," and then I got shot with a grenade. It was like, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in a firefight."
It was, I mean, without saying, by far the most beautiful game I've ever played. I mean, I was surprised that it was a game. But I mean, beyond that, the story was exceptional. I haven't played any of the other Uncharted's because, like I said, I didn't have a PS3. And the story, I don't know if they did this intentionally or not, but it was very standalone. It was pretty, like, without spoiling too much, it was kind of a story about brothers, and it was a very cool story.
It was really good from start to finish. I still have one gripe, but that's only because of the fact that I played Uncharted 3, and I feel that something from 3 and 4 don't mesh well. But as far as that game story-wise goes, and the way that they ended it, the send-off that they did in the holy crap!
That was a really cool epilogue.
I don't think I've seen a better send-off of a gaming series ever.
What was it?
Well, I'm not gonna say spoilers. What is wrong?
Well, time out. At least Lewis was up front. Well, what is it?
No, I really, I just beat it tonight. That game is, the story in that game is freaking awesome. But just like I like what I've played of 1, I will get around to beating that and finishing 2 and 3 when I get some other laws. I still feel like the gameplay is a little weak at times, and some of their decision making and stuff like that is with how like some of the chase scenes when you have to run where you're not looking. Like, I hate that.
Oh, every time
so
they did
dumb.
that, I thought they were doing it because they wanted to have throwback to Crash. Like, every time they did it, I thought that was.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even think of that.
That was.
It's honestly probably part of their influence. But I hate it so much.
How you had to run and how you were running, it seemed like it was actually like it almost seemed exactly like the level that you played of Crash earlier in the game.
Yeah, when you boot up the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And it actually plays the PlayStation 1 boot up sound and everything.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. I was like, holy shit.
If you want to,
that might be a spoiler. I don't know.
The craziest moment of that game, and it's just because of everything that was going on while it was happening, was the scene where you're where you're like having to fight while being drug on a rope behind a car.
Yeah.
Truck. And then you're like jumping from roof to roof of vehicles, and that was insane.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, trust me, it's still a great game, and there's just some minor things about the gameplay and the combat and stuff like that that I'm not a huge fan of, but it doesn't really take away from the game too much for me. I mean, like I said, it's fantastic, and I mean, I played it on like normal, but I did play in baby mode as far as like I think I had like some aim assist crap on because I know I didn't. And maybe I'll play it again and turn that stuff off and see how it is.
I played it
just
on light. difficulty because I wanted to get through it. I knew I was playing it for the story. I wasn't playing it for a challenge. But that wasn't even the easiest difficulty. There was actually one below it.
No, I think light is the lowest one.
No, there's Explorer.
Oh, okay.
Who else?
Okay.
Who else misses Wolfenstein's way of labeling difficulty levels? Anybody?
Oh, you mean the difficulties?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I got that back with Doom.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Ultra hurt me plenty. Ultra violence, nightmare, ultra nightmare.
Good stuff. All right, so you guys say people should buy the game if you have PS4?
Oh hell yeah, that's a must own.
Back of the box quote.
Well,
is
if
really good.
it does.
Stunning. Amazing.
Oh, you played it?
Handle it.
No, I'm just saying back of the box quote.
No, the back of the box quote was really, really good.
All right, Supergirl has been renewed for season 2, but it's going from CBS to CW on a cut budget. At least that's what the rumors are. Do we think that this will mean more crossovers to the very successful crossover from Flash to Supergirl?
I think that's obvious.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious. Who wrote this shit?
Hashtag bring back Nashville.
I think the coolest thing that we're probably going to see, and I hope they actually label the episode like Trinity or something, but I think we're actually going to get an episode where we see Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash all standing together, kind of the TV version of the Trinity, which would be really cool to see because obviously the Batman v Superman was just a horrible letdown to see that happen. Exactly. Thank you, Danny. Thank you for the sound effects. But the one thing that everybody that I've seen talk about this is saying that they're going to have to explain away or fix or something is that Supergirl was in an alternate universe, how Flash got to her, for her to regularly cross over with the Arrow and Flash season after season. They're going to have to figure out how to fix.
I got it. Speed Force.
Thank you, Danny.
It's the catch-all for the Flash anyway, so might as well make it this one too.
They're gonna have to figure out a way to fix that. But yeah, they are doing it on a smaller budget, but that's because of the fact that they're moving shooting, and they're not having to apparently shoot in an extremely expensive city, which is where they were shooting before.
Well, that never helps.
An off location.
Go to Toronto. That's where everybody else does it anyways.
I think that's where they're going.
Toronto. That's where everybody does it anyways. Or Vancouver.
Bring back Nashville.
I told you still have a shot, Ryan.
Hashtag.
You need to be tweeting Hulu.
Hashtag.
My head, it hurts. This.
What's next?
I'm gonna send out a tweet right now.
I'll read it.
At Lionsgate.
EA had an investor call. That's it.
At Hulu.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wait.
EA had an investor.
And talked about why Titanfall 2/Battlefield 1 are releasing in the same year. Do we think this is a smart decision, or do we see issues abound?
I don't see a problem with it. I really don't.
Depends on what time of the year. Like if they're in the same month or something, that would be horrible for us because we're trying to play one.
No, I mean, again,
Oh yeah, hold on. Speaking of idiots on the internet.
What?
Anybody who thinks Battlefield is going to outsell Call of Duty, you're a moron. You're an idiot.
Well, no, God, stop. This is a safe environment. We don't bring that shit into here.
This is a safe area.
Safe space, BJ.
Safe space.
No,
I'm sorry. I just had to voice that quick opinion.
Trigger warning. I'm triggered.
Strictly pop.
No, I couldn't find the article that went with that posting, but essentially Because apparently the investors, after Battlefield 1 was announced, the investors were actually worried about Titanfall 2 releasing this year, and the EA execs said that they feel secure in releasing Titanfall 2 because it's technically a different type of shooter than Battlefield, and they feel that they're going to cater to different audiences.
Actually, and tell you honest truth, PJ, correct me if I'm wrong. Would you say that COD and Titanfall are a lot closer than Battlefield and COD?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So they're
They're
like
made by the same people.
Yeah, the old same people. And no, so that's the thing is that you put Titanfall out in September, and then you put Battlefield out in November.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'd say Battlefield's October. I almost bet they put Titanfall in November.
Okay, all right.
What?
I doubt it. I mean, if it comes out in September, I'll be ecstatic. I don't think it's coming out in September.
I think it's a smart move for EA because, and I think a September release would be smart because if you get the COD loyal fans to buy Titanfall in September, and you get the people that are typically Battlefield players to buy Battlefield 1 and spend their money in October instead of having to spend it on COD, you're just kind of eating up the shooter pool, or people that are going to invest their money in the shooter pool in the holidays before COD even hits the market.
Which game came out first, Battlefield 4 or Titanfall? Can't remember.
Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 was a launch title. It was a launch title with the Xbox.
Oh, it was a launch title. Yeah.
So that
it was a crossover launch title.
They've had more time to work on it.
Oh yeah. They said that they started working on Battlefield 1, they said, before, like a year before Battlefield 4 was even finished. Like they started drawing up the basic concepts and everything.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm surprised that Titanfall is coming out this year. Like if it comes out this year, I will be surprised.
Casey says that if it comes out,
I'll be happy, but I'll be surprised.
You know that they got like 10 times the budget to do Titanfall 2.
Well, I understand that, and I know they probably grew the fuck out of their team, but still, I will be, I'll just be surprised.
They said they're working on another game too. Besides,
they have a
Star Wars
Respawn has a Star Wars third-person game.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 is apparently already in production too, or early production.
Casey says that Titanfall 2 will die if it releases this year.
I don't think it'll die. I think it'll be hurt. I think it will be.
Wait, if it does what?
If it gets released this year.
I think first quarter next year is a good slot for that.
I completely agree. I was thinking the same thing.
Technically, they said it's releasing in this fiscal year. They didn't say
is March 31st of next year.
Exactly.
What did they fully reveal?
Because did they say fiscal year or did they say this year? Because my understanding was that they said this year, not fiscal year.
They said fiscal in the article that I freaking looked for and I still cannot find.
They
said fiscal because they were worried about the 2016 fiscal year, and he said that both games would be releasing in the same fiscal year.
But here's the thing: if it gets pushed into early next year, then it's planting right on top of Mass Effect.
Mass Effect won't be, from what we've heard, until probably first quarter 2017.
Which is right now.
Yeah.
Wait, did we? No. Soon, though.
We're in.
You said it open.
No, that's what I'm saying. Soon we'll be slipping into the second, but right now we're still in first.
We're in the first quarter.
Because June is the second quarter, and that's when Elite Horizon should come out to the Xbox, and I'm very excited. But actually,
you're talking first quarter fiscal. Okay.
Yeah,
first quarter fiscal. But the fact is too, is that actually I think Titanfall would be really well in the home front slot actually next year. Put it in June. Create that market.
And the other thing is they need to make sure. The other thing about Titanfall is, I mean, they have the gameplay, they have the tactics, they have how you play the game.
Swords.
They just have to fill that game out and make it
Yeah.
like how Titanfall is now, how complete that game is,
More weapons, more maps.
and how many
You
more
mean-
modes,
You mean
all the different stuff
Destiny?
that's in that game.
Give me a single player. Give me a single
Meh.
player. It says the multiplayer, dude. Meh. One other thing for EA is that EA is going to be announcing a new IP soon, quote unquote. Soon is not now. And have
Launch.
plans.
$5
Plans to.
it's a MOBA. Sorry.
And have plans to release it next year. What do we all think it will be?
MOBA.
Mm,
Do they have a MOBA?
See, I started after I posted this article. I started thinking, where are they weak? What are they missing in their lineup? What do they not have?
a Western.
MOBA.
They had a MOBA though, didn't they? Wasn't it like Battle Cry or something like that? Wasn't that an EA MOBA?
Battleborn.
No, there was another one called Battle Cry.
I've literally never heard of that.
It sounds familiar, but
It's not. Yeah, it sounds familiar, but I do not know.
I know, I can't remember exactly. It could be a completely different studio, but I remember something about a Battle Cry that maybe got canceled.
That's Bethesda. His Battle Cry. And it 2015. What was it? I'm working on telling you.
Or wait a minute, did EA have like a Infinite Crisis?
Hey, PJ.
Was that EA?
Infinite
No.
Crisis is DC.
DC,
No, that wasn't EA.
EA or PJ.
So Battle Cry is the
PJ, what you can do is you can tell your brother
Yeah.
that EA is planning to do a new IP, so that he can think that it's NCAA football.
But
Just
it
let
is.
him know. Don't tell him what.
It's going to be a college football game.
Oh
You heard,
God,
you heard it here first.
not gonna be college football. Will not be college football.
Josh, I think you need a shot.
I don't know. Where are they weak though? Do they have a third
That's what
person?
not-
I'm trying to say is that. I mean,
It's not gonna happen.
maybe it's a curling game. Nah.
You guys need to understand. College football was a dwindling franchise when it left anyway.
No, we don't have to recognize it. Ryan has to recognize it.
I
Maybe they're
meant
bringing-
Ryan. I was speaking to Ryan and my brother when I said you
maybe they're
guys.
bringing back baseball.
PJ, it's a better game.
I understand it's a better game, but it was still a dwindling franchise. And so, the last I don't have the exact number anymore, but I looked it up before, and it only sold like 1.5 million copies. The last game, college
Compared
football.
to Madden, that's horrible.
Exactly.
Fuck Madden. Casey says fantasy RPG or MMO.
It's not bad.
Well, they've got well, technically they have Dragon Age.
Plus MMO, and no one really touches MMOs anymore. I mean, really. I mean, look at the last 2 years.
No,
What
everybody's
really come
moving
out?
to the. Everybody's moving from the MMO craze to the MOBA craze.
Well, no. Now they're moving from the MOBA craze to, in all reality, I think Overwatch is the proponent of this. The team deathmatch phase.
What are you talking? The Division was an MMO. Destiny's an MMO.
it was a hybrid.
Those are pseudo MMOs. They're not
They're
real
not World of
MMOs.
Warcraft. They're not World of Warcraft.
Nothing ever will be.
That's
Ever.
the point. But that's the point, is that nothing ever will be a World of Warcraft. Everybody tried to chase World
TUO
of
is
Warcraft,
a MMO.
and now they realize that they can't do it. Then they try to chase LOL, and they try to chase Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm actually was a chase of it.
Don't do that. Don't say Heroes of the Storm like people are chasing that game. That game was trying to chase. That game's off.
Yes, that's the
And
point.
nobody plays it. Nobody.
And I was actually thinking of Dota.
okay.
don't play MOBAs, and
Okay.
and so now you have Overwatch, and people will start chasing that.
But
Maybe free to
Overwatch is
play.
awful.
What?
It's terrible.
A free-to-play something, I don't know. Multiplayer-focused game.
Overwatch is terrible.
What?
Overwatch is not terrible.
It's awful.
Yeah, you're pretty much the only one that came to that conclusion.
It's so bad.
Keep digging.
You're literally the only person.
It's a
Keep
bad.
digging. I'm not saying anything. Keep digging.
I almost said it was a baptism, but I'm like, why would I say that? But it's a
A baptism.
A fire of horribleness. That's what you mean. I got you, buddy.
I was trying to say bastard, and I almost said baptism.
Good lord.
I'm gonna call this IP a baseball game.
Ooh.
Honestly, that's all that I could think that it could be.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
the only
But
people
would that
that
be
have a
new
baseball
IP?
game is a console-specific baseball game. A baseball
Ooh.
EA
No,
game makes sense
They
to
wouldn't
me.
call that new IP.
Do they have
It
the
wouldn't,
license
it wouldn't
on
have to
that?
be.
Can they get...
It wouldn't have to be console specific.
No, it wouldn't. It
No,
could be
that's
a
what I'm
listed
saying
game.
is that the only one out right now is console-specific.
Oh,
okay.
The only thing that
Okay.
makes sense to me for them to do would be a baseball game.
Dude.
Yeah, but I don't trust them.
And I mean,
What?
they have to bring in sports money.
Why don't I
somewhere.
trust them? Because they have right now they have Madden, which is mediocre
they have
mediocre at best, and
If
NBA Live,
No, they do. That's what I was just gonna say. They have to bring
which is
sports
not
money.
which is not coming out this year.
Yeah,
You know
'cause
what?
they
That's
delayed
a
NBA
great
Live.
point,
2
because
years.
if you take a look at the show, like EA will not beat the show. Will not.
But see, the thing is, it doesn't have to. It just has to get
It
on.
just
the
has to
Xbox
sell
market.
well on a console that isn't the PlayStation.
I'm
Which
trying
is
to
one
tell
of,
you,
which has been probably one of the stupidest things that PlayStation can do is not sell that on the Xbox.
no
it would make
matter
money.
what happens, they can't beat the show. The show has perfect.
No, if they follow the formula
The game.
for MVP Baseball 2004 or 5, it will be great because those are one of the best baseball games ever.
Have you played the show, Louis?
No,
Then you can't say that.
but it would probably have double the budget of the show, so I'm sure they could do a lot more than what the show does.
But they
Oh
won't.
yeah, because the Madden really does greatness with all the money
Right.
it gets.
Well,
Here.
FIFA
Dude,
does.
But they won't.
The show is almost a perfect baseball game.
Right. That's what I'm getting at.
There's not much more. There's not much more or better you can do than the show.
Like I'm not
Make
sure
it
what they
graphically
do
better
better.
every year. Make it more,
Yeah,
and more graphically better. I mean,
Like,
until
Basically perfected the mechanics.
well, that's true, but until you get on the other side of the uncanny valley, that's your goal every year.
I'm
They
just
get
saying
better
that
every year.
right now on one console, that's a completely untapped market. On one console,
Yeah.
and even if you include like Nintendo when they bring out their next console, that is untapped on anything that is not the PlayStation.
So they could just make it exactly like the show. Just copy the show, and then if you have it on all
But
consoles,
I'm
you
trying
win.
to tell you, Lewis, that they won't.
Copy the show.
EA will
That's not
do it.
copyright infringement whatsoever. No, not at all.
Not like copy and paste the game, but like have the same kind of features and just sell on every console.
You don't understand. It's not the features. It's the mechanics. They've
Yeah,
gotten
it's
it
the
to
coding
point
of the
where-
game.
They've gotten it to the point where it feels like you're actually out there playing baseball.
You know what? I think space exploration might be it, and that's probably because that's all I think about. So that's my guess. It's a growing market. It's honestly a growing market. You have Elite Dangerous.
Oh
you have Star
shit! You know what it
Citizen,
could be?
and you have No Man's Sky. It could be a space exploration game.
You know what it could be actually?
What?
Now that I think about it, technically, I don't know. I mean, it would be technically a new IP because they don't have it anymore.
A mobile
Just
game.
like how baseball, they don't have anymore. So if they brought it back, it would be a new IP. Fucking Burnout. A Burnout game would be sick.
It would be sick. I don't think that's the answer because that. Or
That's not happening. I
As
mean,
much as
I
Cool
wouldn't
Beans
classify that as a
classifies
new
as
IP either.
I agree. And
I would play the fuck out of a new Burnout game.
But it's so with millions of other people.
But that's not a new IP.
Exactly, EA. Do you
But
hear
that's
that?
not a new
Millions
IP.
of other people.
yes, listen to our very small side of the internet. Like, get more Burnout. And believe me, yeah, I'm probably the only one more Paradise City. Fucking love that game.
That game is amazing. That
Oh,
game's
wow.
backwards compatible.
Yeah, it is. I should put that in my
You totally
Xbox.
should.
I should. Oh, hey, look, my Elite actually has a physical drive. I'm gonna pop your cherry, baby. Oh.
Oh my god.
And finally, this is very exciting news. After how many years, PJ? How many years ago was Civ 5?
Well, since the last expansion, it's been 2,
Oh,
3 years.
Expansion. But when did Civ 5 come out? The actual game?
I don't know, like 2010. It
2010.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like
I
20.
fell asleep. I fell asleep when it came out.
2010. So Civ 6 is coming out. Real quick features is that, of course, they're updating the graphics. It's a little bit more cartoony than last time, but that's okay. You're going to be able to stack certain units on top of each other and units that mix with it, but you're not allowed to do it too much. You can't have like a whole entire army just sit in a hexagon like in 4. And then all of a sudden have a massive army just roll out from that one hexagon.
It'll be like Revolution.
Yeah, a little bit. City planning is going to be a little bit different. So you're gonna have to be a lot more economical and realistic with your city planning. They said it's actually pulling SimCity-like elements. You know, the good SimCities, not the old bad SimCities, because no one talks about those anymore.
I mean, the
Scientific
online only SimCity, which was the worst idea ever.
That's why City Skylines did really, really well. Scientific research is now going to be based off the concept of what is the area around you. So if you don't have a quarry, you can't develop masonry.
What? So how do you get out of the fucking Stone Age?
You can
search.
Well, no, there's ways of doing it. They said that maybe you're more of the seafaring. So there's like they'll have more stuff towards that. But like, for example, if you do not have a rock quarry, you can't build the pyramids. So that goes into also your wonders are going to be based off of what's around you. If you have stone, you'll be able to build the Stonehenge and the pyramids. Stuff
Did they
like
say if straight from the box the game's gonna have religion? Because I know that's something they added after.
Yeah, usually, yeah. It seems that way. Although, again, not much has come out about the game. I mean, it's the city planning, the unit stacking, the new graphics, and they're saying that the AI is a little bit more realistic and a little bit and a lot more relatable. Like, it will actually make sense. Gandhi will not always try to explode you with nuclear rain of fire.
Gandhi's an asshole.
Gandhi is an asshole. It comes out October 21st.
Of this year?
Yes.
Will
Wow.
my computer run it?
Yes, this is an assumption by Danny, and you can write this down. Civ has always gone with the concept of you can run it on a really bad computer.
Okay.
Now, if you turn it all the way up, no, you're not gonna. It's gonna move to a slow crawl. But Civ has always been able to put you all go, okay, you're gonna put this on the lowest settings. Heck, we can make it look like a game board for you.
All right, Danny.
I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
I'm hopping on.
All right,
Choo choo.
motherfucker. So that's very exciting. And more and more stuff. It also looks like Civ 6 might be IGN's first
Oh.
for this month.
Man, this hype train's getting pretty damn good to jump on.
Well, you also have a few months until it actually comes out.
I'm digging this hype train.
Chugga chugga.
What if they announce for consoles, just like out of nowhere?
I hope not.
I want another Revolution. I really enjoyed that
Well,
game.
that's fine. I rather have this game be on PC, kind of like how we're completely focusing on the PC for XCOM. It's the same company for Axis, and I rather them focus on that.
Lewis, how's Tropico?
I haven't played.
I love Tropico.
should.
I've played Tropico on the PC. I actually have Tropico 3, 4, and 5.
It's the PS Plus. I need to go download it, but I want to check it out.
It's not on Xbox, is it?
It's the PS Plus, and yes, it is on Xbox.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
I don't know, but I know I've seen it in the store.
Oh, and funny thing is, because they've gone with a more cartoon look, guess what people are bitching about? Wow, the graphics suck.
On Civ 5 or Tropico?
Civ 6.
No, Civ 6. My bad.
Well, they can go play Age of Empire and suck.
It's
For Axis.
That wouldn't be a. Who owns Age of Empire? Is that Microsoft?
Yeah, Microsoft. Because
That would be
Wait.
another.
I mean, not Age of Empire, Total War, I meant.
they talked
I
about
actually like Age of Empire.
Total War is made by the studio that's doing shit. It's made by the
good
studio
shit.
that's doing Halo Wars 2.
Oh,
I just saw that the other day.
Creative Assembly.
There it is. I was like, it's a CA. That's the acronym. That's all I can think about. CA. All right, boys. That looks like that is the end of the podcast. Anything
Go
else?
play Cookie Clicker.
Don't play Cookie Clicker.
I said go play Cookie Clicker.
No, don't play Cookie Clicker.
It's a better game.
No, it's not.
okay, so
No.
Tropico 5 is unavailable in the Xbox store. It just says unavailable where you would click to buy it.
Anyways, tweet your questions, comments, and concerns.
Lewis, look at the release date.
Oh.
Do you have it? Do you have a PS4, Lewis?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I just like freaking stuttered like a motherfucker. Danny's mad at everybody.
I'm just waiting.
It's your turn.
Tweet your questions, comments, and concerns to @CNT Podcast or shoot an email to podcast@cleverlynamedgames.com and like us on Facebook. Anything else, boys, before we say goodbye?
Go play NCAA and tweet hashtag bring back Nashville.
I told you, you still have a chance if Hulu picks it up.
I know, and I want everybody to tweet at Hulu and at Lionsgate TV hashtag bring back Nashville.
And that's a wrap.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.